Well, first things first, as it turns out, Joseph Robinette Biden might be the unity president after all, just not in the way he originally intended. Slowly but surely, more and more Americans are waking up to the reality that the people who claim to care about building back better for all Americans could care less about the needs and concerns of the Americans with whom they disagree. With each passing day, the unapologetic our way or the highway approach to government on the left side of the aisle cannibalizes the goodwill that greased Joe Biden into power in the first place. Concerned parents have gone from being the backbone of community enrichment to being labeled as domestic terrorists for suggesting it might not be a great idea to tell children too young to fully understand the dynamics of racism that they are, in fact, personally responsible for solving 400 years of racial division. Senior citizens who were promised stability for their golden years are instead confronted with the stark reality that the money they set aside to live a full life no longer buys enough of what they need to survive. And black voters who dragged Joe Biden's sputtering campaign out of the toilet after he finished 4th in the Iowa caucus and 5th in the New Hampshire primary, well, what do they have to show for their steadfast support? Well, shootings in urban hubs like Chicago up 200%, the sudden surge of support for Glenn Youngkin's campaign for governor in Virginia, a state that Joe Biden won by 10% and where no Republican has been victorious statewide since 2009. Because when you tell parents that they are the enemy, that their opinion of what is best for their children does not matter, when you tell poor people and seniors living on fixed incomes that a spike in the cost of groceries doesn't matter when they're already barely eking by, when you tell everyday working Americans of every walk of life that paying an additional $480 million a day on fuel does not matter, all while offering to pay immigrants separated at the border after coming to this country illegally nearly $450,000, more money than we pay families of patriots who die in service to our republic. Well, the party labels, they begin to fall away swiftly, and people inevitably begin banding together to demand the leadership this nation truly deserves. And so a president who seems to have doubled down on division, the rich versus the poor, black versus white, well, he may have actually given America our greatest gift in a generation, the gift of renewed perspective that lets us finally see there is more that unites us than what divides us. And it is time to demand leadership that doesn't just preach about unity, but actually believes in it.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.